Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here with Nintendogen64, once again with week 4 of the weekly round.
Yeah, week 4. We've done one whole month of the Spyro Speedruns Cup. It's been a month. We've had 57 races uploaded.
Yeah, is it 57?
57.
Okay.
What an incredible tournament it's been so far. I feel like every week we have to reiterate this, and this week is no exception. We've had a great week.
Yep.
Some tremendous races happened, and we've got some the groups are tightening up now.
Yeah, finally.
Really tightening up, and we've got quite a few people who finished all their races as well.
Yeah.
So let's just get straight into it. Let's get straight into the groups. So we'll start with group Sugiura, as always.
Yes.
And this group has to get my commendable effort for group of the week.
Yeah.
Most weeks they do win this, and
that's
this
true,
is no
that's true.
exception.
Yeah, it's either you or like Marafuji or something like that.
Yeah, usually Sugiura or Marafuji. Now, 3 races left to do in this group, being Bobbledink versus Amelia, Lucas versus Vitus, and what's the other one? Dan Davidson versus Amelia.
Also recorded. So the only one left to record is going to be Vitus versus Lucas Bolton. So obviously the biggest thing to come out of this race, out of this week's races, would be the Amelia versus Vitus result, which was an absolutely, people say, one of the closest. No, it was the single closest race in ISGP history, and unless we have a 60 FPS copy of Spyro 3, it will never be closer. There will never be a closer race apart from an exact frame draw.
Here's the thing, CrystalFissure. When I won this briefcase and the right to challenge for the Classic Speedrun Championship by defeating Marcus Terry Bedford, right? I thought that was the closest race around.
It was.
I beat Marcus Terry Bedford by 1.5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
That looks monumental in comparison to one frame.
So with that I think we're gonna have to put in, I guess, this is sort of one of those things where you can only really change it when you know what happens.
Yeah, it's like a precedent.
Exactly. The precedent has now been set. Any race that is less than 5 frames difference between like collecting an egg or some kind of thing, there will be a rematch. So you know how we said no draws? You're right, there are no draws. That one would have had to have gone back to the drawing board basically and had a redo, because it's just that's just too few frames. It's 1/6 of a second.
I know, that's too close to call. If this was an ISGP where of course we have draws in ISGP, we might have even considered it a draw.
Pretty much. One frame is just So because there's all these other things you got to consider, such as like the start time, when do you actually move, like is there delay, is there, you think about it, like a ping, like 304 milliseconds on Discord, something like that. That could be the difference between winning and losing, so we want to try and eliminate that somewhat.
I agree.
But with that, it's basically, we still have Daniel Davidson topping the group.
So Dan Davidson's last remaining race is against Amelia. Amelia is currently on 2 wins.
That's right.
So even if she wins, she'll be only on 3 wins.
That's right.
And that'll put her in, Dr. Crusher beat her.
Yeah, so basically what has happened, for her to guarantee herself in, if she beats Bobbledink, that's it, she's in the top 4.
Correct.
That also keeps Daniel Davidson in the top 4, Dr. Crusher in the top 4. So it looks like, in terms of what we've got here in terms of standings, Bobbledink, Vitus, and Lucas Bolton will be fighting for their spot.
Their last spot, And Dan Davidson, I think, has confirmed himself as first place in that group.
Regardless,
because no one else can get to 4 wins. So, and I think Amelia has 2 races left. So if she wins the next 2 races, she could go through in 2nd place because.
Oh no! If she wins, right.
Oh no, she beat Dr. Crusher, didn't she?
She did beat Dr. Crusher.
There we go. So if Amelia wins 1 more race, she's guaranteed 2nd place.
Wow. Okay.
In her group.
Well,
there we go. So let's talk about Group Kiyomiya.
Yes. Steph has done 3 races this week. It's been the week of Steph, and she got, unfortunately, very unlucky in that race against Emily Dixon. It was so close.
That's right.
She unfortunately missed the Dr. Shemp, one of the chess. I did actually say she won, but no one in the call. It was like one of those, like, how did no one notice this? I don't know, but we're not going to play the blame game.
It's a butterfly jar scenario.
It is. But congratulations on doing 3 races, and they were all a lot of fun to watch.
Still 2 more to come from Steph.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay tuned for those.
That's right.
Who does she have left? She's got Kiefer.
Yep. So Kiefer.
And Wally?
No,
Alice.
Alice. That'll be really interesting. So basically though, with that, nothing really changed in the rankings, I believe, because all it really did is. All it really did, nothing happened because she had 3 losses, whereas Emily Dixon getting that win. Now Emily is ahead of Steph.
Well, Emily is currently sitting on. The table will have updated this table by the time we do it. Thanks to me. Emily Dixon is in 4th place, but she's done all her races and she's lost 4 of them and had 1 win. So she is eliminated. Yeah. We still are waiting. Charity Royale has done 4 races and he is set to go up against Yes Wally 1 in a top of the table clash. Is what we call that.
Basically.
So stay tuned for Yes Wally 1 versus Charity whenever that happens.
Yep.
That will basically determine who goes first.
There's 5 races left, so I really think that they're going to get all their stuff done.
Yeah. And how many of those are Kiefer races?
3 of them are Kiefer races.
So
we'll talk about that after this. 3 of them are Kiefer races, and then the other 2, Alice versus Steph, and what is it? Charity versus Wally. Fantastic. Then we have Group Shiozaki, and we have 8 out of 15 there, which I think, as a host, my own group, absolutely deplorable.
Well, hold on to CrystalFissure. Week 4, we're in week 4, right?
Yeah.
Week 4 is done. We're in week 5 now.
Yeah.
8 out of 15. That is just 1 more than 50%, right?
Yeah.
We should have had 8 out of 15 races done a week ago.
That's right.
What's going on, Shiozaki? You're in Shiozaki.
I know. Well, I've done 4 races. You are going to see, this is in terms of canonically, by the time this goes up, myself and Mr. Game Cindy will have raced. However, as of right now, in this reality time, I have not raced him yet, so I'm preparing for that.
So I'll bring you up to 9. So who are the slackers in Shiozaki then?
So Brandon Black has done 2. Started off very strong.
Do I need to get the list out? I keep.
Oh, no. What's in there is worse than the list.
What's
in there is worse than the list.
I keep the list and another. This is where the list lives now, but something else is in here too.
Yeah.
There's another thing. I'm using this as not just. I mean, the contract is in here, but I've got. You want to have a look at this? I've made some changes. Do you see this?
Yeah, I see it.
What do you make of that?
We're not public.
That's the nuclear option right there.
Okay. So, Brandon Black won. Actually, that was interesting because he won the exhibition title. We put the video up there. The Dance fans, the steal, so to speak. Stop the steal. And ever since then, he's been inactive. I can confirm I have been in touch with his management. He will be getting his last race done.
You got onto Jimmy C.
Fuck, yeah, I got onto Jimmy.
You got onto Jimmy C.
I got onto Jimmy. So finally, he'll be having his stuff done. Eric, only 2 races as well. Get your shit together, let's go. Dessert 3, and Mr. Game Sandy also 3, but we're racing. So other than that, it's just a couple things. Noelle has been, there was a snowstorm, she doesn't have internet, but she still was able to race myself.
I'm still feeling positive about it.
Me too.
I think
we can do it.
When we enter Solution Xamania, which is we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
Once we enter, I think we won't have too many of those to do.
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Speaking of a group, we'll have 0 Solution X's to do. Let's talk about Marufuji. We have 4 races left to be uploaded in Marufuji.
That's right.
And those are James Jones versus MTB.
Yep.
Me versus James Jones.
Yep.
Me versus Morgan. Oh no, that's it. Yeah. There's 4.
Yeah. That's.
And me versus James Jones. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty straightforward.
You're racing James this week.
I've put the message. I messaged him. James Jones is very busy with his TED Talks these days. Legitimately, James Jones is doing
University of South Wales. He's an alumni there now, and he's doing talks and he's playing, and he's so well spoken.
Yeah, guys.
It's just incredible.
Is it Olawale or Olawale? Anyway,
it's that.
So me and James Jones still has to happen. Now, Dan Fanta has completed all his races. He beat James Jones this week, and now
finally went up.
If we look at the top of the board, we have an exact tie on points, but Mayo Doc is ahead on the head-to-head.
Yeah.
And we keep talking about this quintuple threat. Are we going to see the quintuple threat?
I really think there's a
It's coming down to the crunch time because Morgan versus Marcus has happened. It hasn't been uploaded yet, but it has happened. And then basically it comes down to those 4 races, and this is what has to happen for a quintuple threat.
Yeah.
I have to beat James.
Yep.
MTB has to beat James.
Yeah.
Morgan has to beat MTB, and I have to beat Morgan.
Yeah.
That's what has to happen.
And that is very much within the realms of possibility. I won't give a number, but it's very much possible.
So if that happens, we'll have a 5-way tie and the quintuple threat will happen.
Yeah.
Or as we call it, the fuck 5-way.
Yes, it is. It really would be.
There's not too much more to talk about Marufuji.
No.
That's the thing we're looking for. So Nakajima is doing really well. We have currently, I believe, recorded 9 races.
Yeah.
Skater 6453 versus Meteor Girl has happened and will be the first race to go up after this.
Yep.
And that includes some webcam. It's a webcam race.
So another webby.
So check out for that one. Then later in the next 24 hours, Meteor Girl versus Racelmania will happen. Then that just leaves the Fraser 5, doesn't it?
That's right, the 5 Fraser races.
So let's just get a little graphic down here. Weeks since Fraser has done any races, and we're sitting at 4 weeks since Fraser's done any races.
Yeah.
So, Fraser, we're waiting. The clock is ticking. We're gonna run the clock down on you, Fraser. We're not.
Right.
If Fraser doesn't show, we'll just do Solution X's, and everyone will get walkover wins over him, and then there we go. So I'm not too concerned about Nakajima, but they are one of our commendable groups of the week.
Yeah.
Almost done all of their races. So.
Yeah, all their races with people that haven't been fucked over by mind movers.
Yeah, mind movers have been the real enemies of ISGP.
Yeah, they've ruined Fraser's new house already, and his old house as well.
You guys say they've ruined Fraser's life.
Well, some could say that not being able to compete in an ISGP tournament is tantamount to having a life.
And CrystalFissure, of course. How the hell are we going to do our 6-man tag, our trios?
I know, if he can't get on, then we're truly fucked.
Anyway.
2v3.
Group Fujita,
there's nothing changing in this group.
No, it
hasn't.
We have not had a single Group Fujita race in 7 days.
Yeah. So,
let's not even talk about it. They don't even deserve. We're not even going to flash the graphic for Group.
No, you're right. If you're in Fujita,
go Fujita yourself.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
That's right.
You're out.
And in fact, I guarantee you, no one from Group Fujita will even watch this video.
That's right.
So I can say whatever I want about Group Fujita.
Yeah, and if you are in Fujita, leave a comment in the comment section below and prove us wrong.
Prove me wrong, Group Fujita.
So that's it.
All right, good. Well, that was quick. We did it. We got through quick. I got some food stuck in my teeth. There's some food stuck in my teeth.
Very good.
Anyway, so let's talk about Solution X Mania. That's what I'm calling the last week of the Spyro Speedruns Cup. So we have a fixed deadline here. And that fixed deadline is the 14th of March, I think we said.
Yeah.
Or whatever that date is.
Yeah.
I will look it up. No, it is the 14th. 2 weeks from today, the 14th of March. 13th, whatever. You know the date. So, this is what's going to happen. We set the rule that by this time next week, every single race has to have been at least planned.
Yes.
So if you have not planned your race, your remaining races, you have until next week to do so. We will be confirming with every group if they have planned their races, and then you have to tell us, yes we have, no we haven't.
Yes.
Anything outstanding by the end of next week, we will go into Solution X Mania, which is basically complete the remaining matches as Solution X races, because we need them done.
So what is a Solution X match?
Solution X match. We coined this term back in ISGP 2. If 2 competitors cannot agree on a time or cannot make it at the same time to do a race, we the hosts, as well as the mod team, will come up with a standardized goal, which we will release to both competitors the same time, right? So basically we'll get in a call with you, we'll say this is the goal, and then you'll have to do the race on the spot.
Yep.
And we'll do that with one competitor, keep the goal secret. When we get in touch with the next competitor, same thing.
Right. Yeah. So no one gets an advantage.
So no one gets an advantage, and the goals are all like basically come up with by us.
You have no choice.
So the only people who know the goals
can't debate it.
Yeah, so we're basically forcing your hands at that point. Yeah. We can force you to do any game, we can force you to do any goal. That's the way it works, because we're the ones who set the rules here, and if you suck at Spyro 3 and you desperately don't want to do Spyro 3,
don't get into a situation,
and you have time, and you have 2 weeks left, or a week left to plan, and 2 weeks to do the race.
Yeah.
Why don't you then get in touch with the person you're racing now and say, let's do this, I suck at Spyro 3, I don't want to do it, let's do Spyro 2, and plan your race. That way, when we ask you, have you got all your races planned?
You can say,
yes,
I do, host.
Then we don't have to come up with a solution.
Sorry, we don't want to do this. I don't want to spend my valuable time chasing up people to do
Think
races.
about how many calls we're going to have to be in that last week. How much time we're going to spend away from our loved ones.
That's right, exactly. I'm going to tell my family, don't you give me my chicken tendies in my room. Don't come in.
Yeah, I'm doing Solution X's.
I'm busy, all right? I'm Solution Xing. I'm selection.
And look, obviously we're trying to get this all done in a timely manner so we can move forward to the Supercard.
The other thing, and before we get to the Supercard, is that your performance in this tournament and how active you are and how, responsive you are will flat out. And I want to keep warning, this is a warning, but warning's 1 to 3. This will flat out determine whether you will be in ISGP 3, which is like a flagship biggest tournament. We remember this, and I said this to you before we recorded. We did not promote Spyro Speedruns Cup to anyone outside of this community.
That's right.
Right? So that means that you had a perfect opportunity. Most of you have done a great job. When we open up ISGP 3 to the general public, and we still have to have a limit of people, whether that's 40, 36, whatever, right? There are going to be people that miss out. So you need to be one of the ones that needs to be proactive about races, or you're going to be sitting there in the server, having been there for years, watching as all of your friends do races. That sounds like a threat, but if you think about it, if we grow, we can't keep it with the same people if people can't do races.
Here's the unfortunate reality, right? There are people we love in this community that we call upon as replacements, or we personally say, hey, look, we'd love for you to be in this tournament, right? And then we inform them, hey, look, we've got this thing in announcements, please sign up. That won't be happening for ISGP 3.
No, it's going to go to
We're not, there's no there's no tenure bias. We're not giving you guys preference by the fact that you've been around.
Unless you are a proactive runner, which most of you are. So if you're proactive,
your performance
absolutely
is setting a reputation for yourself.
That's right. That's right.
And I mean, that sounds really harsh. That sounds harsh.
Yeah, it does.
But remember that the ISGP server, the Discord server that we're all in, is used for community purposes and speedrunning purposes.
That's right. It's both.
If you just want to be in there for the social aspect of it, there is no problem with that.
That's right, absolutely.
Like, if you feel that you're compelled to be in these tournaments because of some kind of need to be in there, otherwise you won't be allowed in the server, that's not it at all.
Yeah.
If you'd rather just be there for the social stuff and compete in something like one-off races and events, that's totally within your right.
That could be you if you're eliminated.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like, you do a singles tournament and you go, well, I'm gonna have to sit out. And you know what? Yes, it would be heartbreaking if you got eliminated. But to be honest, like, you'd be fine because the server itself is such a good time.
Well, that's right, and that's why I can see where the future is headed, and we're experiencing a real period of growth right now in ISGP, and we want to be inclusive. We want to let everyone join.
Absolutely, but it's going to be hard.
Let's just name drop some people like Emily Dixon, Bobbledink.
Yeah, Bobbledink, all five.
Dr. Crusher.
Dr. Crusher.
Just spat that, sorry. 3 complete newbies who had never...
3 of the first to do all the races.
They've completed all their races.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Bobbledink's
recorded it.
Yeah, that's right.
Mayo Doctor has it all done. Dan Defender, these are the people that we look at as... When we look at people that have done some of the best work, 3 of them are complete newbies. 1 has been gone for 5 years, and the other one joined in the tag league. So tremendous effort. But obviously, look, this is something to look at in the future. Overall, you guys have done a great job. Exactly. Overall, I'm very happy. There's always going to be circumstances where people get caught in traffic, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
But
yeah, anyway,
let's move on to the Supercard.
We'll talk about the Supercard. We've got the Supercard coming up in 2 weeks' time.
So who's the classic champion? I'm Marcus doing that. Who's challenging for the title? Not you.
No. So I have the briefcase.
But
this is the sword of Damocles hanging over the head of the classic speedrunning champion. And any time,
put it down.
I could cash this in.
Put it down.
It's too
Put it down. It's too powerful.
There's something inside
here.
Put it
down.
Calling to me.
I'm scared.
Okay. Anyway.
You're scaring me.
Anyway. So Marcus Terry Bedford, current champion.
So
who's going to challenge? Well, we don't know this yet because we haven't decided, basically.
Oh, haven't we?
Well, unfortunately, the result of Marcus Terry Bedford and Morgan hasn't been known yet. So there's still time.
Oh, that's true.
So next week we will reveal the challenger.
Interesting.
Don't worry about that.
That's
But we have some other races. We have a new race to announce. We do, CrystalFissure, have a new race to announce. We were talking about this briefly. This race will happen if and only if, through the cooperation of Alpha Entertainment, we can get Brandon Black's all of his races completed.
That's right.
So this is what happened, guys. The heist of the century happened 2 weeks ago when Brandon Black stole the ISGP exhibition title, and then we had to vacate it. We had to vacate the title because he essentially went rogue and refused to defend it. Like he refused defenses left, right, and center. So then
is it not in the spirit?
Not in the spirit. So then we had a race. It was Luminize Laura versus Skater 6453.
Yep.
She defeated Skater, won the vacant title. Actually defended the title a time.
Yeah, in that
She
game.
defended it in an Osu speedrun.
Yeah.
And then she actually lost the title to Dante Fanta.
Yeah.
And then he has subsequently also lost the title. So Laura.
Is any of that even up?
It's not up, but it's taken too long. It was happening all week ago, and I'm spoiling the results because I don't care. So, because of this, because we have like a contested title reign, Alpha Entertainment have gotten in contact with me to say that Brandon Black feels he is well within his right to still consider himself to be the exhibition champion.
Yeah.
He still has the physical belt.
Yeah.
There's a physical thing he has that represents the title.
Yeah.
And so we're saying, Brandon Black, give us that piece of paper back. And they're saying, only if Laura beats him.
Okay.
Legitimately beats him. Now, it's not actually for the title.
No.
But it's a real grudge match, and that's going to happen at the Super Clash. Laura...
Super Clash.
Supercard. The Supercard.
Super Clash.
The Spyro Speedruns Cup Supercard. Yeah. We call it first.
You know, we'll do a Super Clash event one day.
One day. So, the new race, it's a non-title race, but it's a real grudge match.
Yeah.
Brandon Black versus Laura in a game. Now, this is the other interesting thing.
Yeah.
Laura is really good at Spyro. Brandon Black is really good at Tony Hawk's Underground 2. They will be doing a neutral game. That's right. We're leveling the playing.
I thought you were going to say they're going to be doing Spyro skateboarding.
Actually, who would win that?
That'd be interesting.
It would be interesting. Anyway, new match added to that card. So Laura versus Brandon Black, which brings our total of matches for the Supercard up to 5.
Yep.
We have obviously the #1 contenders match for the Tourist title.
Yep.
It's Pythagoras Angles versus Death Triangle.
Yep. If Fraser can be
alive.
Yep.
We have Marcus Terry Bedford defending the classic title against the challenger who will be named in next week's video. We have the ISGP Tag Team Champions Punching Squirrels going up against the Golden Lovers for the titles. And then in our main event, it is the ISGP champion Muddy Maestro versus JK.
So excited.
That could be the most anticipated ISGP championship match we've ever had.
So good. I can't wait, and I am. I think that whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be another classic like Muddy style race. I think with those races, Muddy's very good. But it really can come down to anyone can win.
Yep. I mean, Dessert Monkey
is good, and that's right. So they need a big week from him this week to get those. We obviously the biggest one in our group is the G4 versus Dessert Monkey race. That's huge.
And I pray to God G4 versus Dessert Monkey is not a Solution X. That would be a travesty. Those top of the table clashes is Solution X.
So good. So can you imagine if like Charity Royale versus Guess What was like
that would be a...
Then it won't be. We don't have to think about those hypotheticals.
No, because everyone's going to do their races.
That's right. So. Every single one.
That's it. We'll speak to you next week. We may be in this location. We may be in a different location. I don't know. Who knows? We'll be next week. All right. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you later. Farewell for now, but not forever. Goodbye and good night. Ba-bang.